Hello, friends. Are you ready to dive deep into the world of the Great Wall? Released on February 17, 2017, this film has sparked endless conversations, and today, we're bringing you every thrilling detail. If you love what you see, give this video a like, it really helps us grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting movie explorations and hidden gems. Let's jump in and unravel the magic together. The Great Wall was released on February 17, 2016, and it quickly captured the attention of moviegoers around the world with its unique blend of history, fantasy, and action. What sets this film apart is its ambitious attempt to mix the grandeur of one of the world's most famous landmarks with an imaginative story full of mythical creatures and epic battles. Directed by Jing Willem, a filmmaker well known for his visually striking work, the movie offers not just a tale of bravery but also a feast for the eyes, combining Western and Eastern cinematic styles in a way few films attempt. This collaboration between Hollywood and Chinese cinema created a fresh experience that was both exciting and unfamiliar to many viewers. At the heart of the story is William Guerin, played by Matt Damon, a skilled European mercenary on a mission to find a mysterious type of black powder that could change the course of warfare. His journey leads him to China, where he discovers the Great Wall is much more than a historical structure. It is a fortress defending humanity from terrifying creatures known as the Dao Tai. These monsters attack in huge numbers, and the warriors guarding the wall, led by Commander Lin Mei, are humanity's last line of defense. The movie's plot takes viewers through intense battles, moments of strategic planning, and unexpected alliances. The tension builds steadily, with surprising twists that keep the story unpredictable and engaging. What makes the Great Wall truly worth exploring is the way it combines breathtaking visuals with an underlying message about unity and courage. The film's action scenes are carefully crafted, mixing sword fights, archery, and large-scale clashes with CGI that brings the creatures and the fortress to life in vivid detail. The performances from the main cast, including Jing Qian and Pedro Pascal, add depth to the characters, showing their struggles and determination beyond just the physical fight. The cultural blend in the story, featuring a Western hero working alongside Chinese warriors, adds layers of meaning about trust and cooperation across different worlds. This mix of fantasy, history, and character-driven drama offers viewers something more than just an action movie. It invites them into a world where ancient myths feel alive and relevant. When The Great Wall was released, it sparked lots of discussion about its ambitious scope and the way it brought together diverse cinematic traditions. Fans of action and fantasy were drawn in by the grand scale of the battles and the imaginative creatures, while others appreciated the cultural exchange happening behind the scenes. This film stands as an example of how storytelling can cross borders and bring new perspectives to familiar themes like heroism and sacrifice. For anyone interested in movies that offer more than just thrills, those that also spark curiosity about history and culture, The Great Wall is a compelling watch. Its unique blend of spectacle and story, along with its strong performances and imaginative world, makes it a film worth exploring in depth. The Great Wall begins with William Guerin and his partner Tovo, two European mercenaries traveling through the desert on a mission to find a secret supply of black powder, a powerful explosive that could change the course of war. Their journey quickly turns dangerous when they are ambushed by bandits, forcing them to seek refuge by crossing the legendary Great Wall of China. This moment introduces not only the vastness and strength of the wall itself but also the mysterious threat lurking beyond it. As William and Tovo make their way along the wall, they soon discover that it is much more than just a historic structure. They encounter a regiment of elite Chinese soldiers known as the Nameless Order, who are sworn to protect humanity from the monstrous creatures called the Dao Tai. These terrifying beasts emerge from the darkness in massive numbers to attack the wall and wipe out any chance of survival. The arrival of the mercenaries coincides with a major assault by the Dao Tai, thrusting them directly into the heart of the battle. This early conflict establishes the danger and scale of the threat, while also highlighting the bravery and discipline of the soldiers defending the fortress. Commander Lin Mei is introduced as the fierce and determined leader of the Nameless Order, commanding respect and loyalty from her troops. Her character brings a strong presence to the story, showing the dedication it takes to stand against such overwhelming odds. At first, she is suspicious of William and Tovo, wary of outsiders who might disrupt their secret mission. But as events unfold, she recognizes William's skills and begins to see him as a valuable ally. This growing trust between the characters sets the stage for the cultural and personal clashes that will play out throughout the film. The first half of the movie also focuses on the daily life within the fortress, revealing the strict routines and rituals that keep the defenders ready for the next attack. Viewers get a sense of the immense responsibility placed on the soldiers' shoulders and the sacrifices they make to protect the world beyond the wall. The tension builds steadily as the Dao Tai launch increasingly aggressive assaults, each one larger and more destructive than the last. These battles are filled with intense action, using a mix of traditional weapons and clever tactics to hold back the monstrous waves. The visual effects bring these scenes to life, creating moments of high suspense that keep audiences on the edge of their seats. Throughout these early events, there are subtle hints that the story will take unexpected turns. The true nature of the Dao Tai is slowly revealed, showing that they are not just mindless monsters but creatures with a deeper connection to the world and the people fighting them. William's quest for the black powder becomes intertwined with the fate of the wall and its defenders, raising questions about loyalty, power, and the cost of survival. The relationships between characters grow more complex, especially as William learns more about Lin Mei and her past, discovering that there is more at stake than just a battle for survival. As the first half comes to a close, the film shifts focus to the looming threat of an all-out war between the defenders and the Dao Tai. The stakes are higher than ever, and the characters must prepare not only for the physical fight but also for the emotional challenges ahead. The early conflicts and alliances formed create a strong foundation for the story's development, promising twists and surprises that will deepen the narrative. This part of the movie sets the tone with a blend of action, suspense, and character-driven moments, drawing viewers into a world where every decision matters and the line between friend and foe is sometimes blurred. As the story moves into its second half, the tension that has been building steadily erupts into full-scale battle, with the Dao Tai launching their most devastating attack yet against the Great Wall. The defenders, led by Commander Lin Mei and now joined by William Guerin and Tovo, prepare for what could be the final stand to protect humanity from destruction. The atmosphere is charged with urgency and desperation, as every soldier understands the stakes have never been higher. William, who arrived as a stranger searching for black powder, has now become deeply entwined with the fate of the wall and its defenders. His skills and knowledge prove invaluable, but he also begins to question his own motives and loyalties. The bond between him and Lin Mei grows stronger, built on mutual respect and shared purpose, despite their different backgrounds. Their alliance symbolizes the broader theme of unity, showing that strength comes from working together, even across cultures and beliefs. This emotional connection adds a human depth to the epic battles, grounding the high-stakes conflict in relatable personal struggles. One of the most striking developments in this half of the movie is the revelation about the Taoche's origin and their purpose. Rather than simple mindless monsters, the Dao Tai are shown to be part of a natural cycle, linked to the Earth's balance and the survival of humanity in unexpected ways. This twist forces the characters, and the audience, to rethink what they thought they knew about good and evil, enemy and ally. It also raises questions about the consequences of human interference and the cost of warfare. These themes add layers of complexity to the narrative, making the story more than just a fight against monsters but a reflection on nature, power, and survival. The climax of the film is a breathtaking sequence of battles that combine strategy, bravery, and sacrifice. The defenders use every weapon and tactic at their disposal to hold the line against the overwhelming numbers of the Dao Tai. William and Lin may play pivotal roles, leading charges, inspiring their troops, and making difficult decisions that test their courage and character. The action scenes are intense and immersive, enhanced by impressive visual effects that bring the creatures and the chaos of war vividly to life. These moments deliver a powerful emotional punch, showing the cost of heroism and the resilience of the human spirit. Amid the fighting, there are moments of reflection and revelation that deepen the story. Characters confront their fears, hopes, and regrets, revealing hidden strengths and vulnerabilities. These quieter scenes balance the relentless action, allowing viewers to connect more fully with the characters and understand the weight of their choices. The relationships forged and tested during the battle become the heart of the narrative, reminding audiences that even in the darkest times, compassion and trust can shine through. As the conflict reaches its peak, the movie weaves together all the narrative threads introduced earlier. William's quest for black powder, the secret history of the Great Wall, and the nature of the Dao Tai all converge in a resolution that feels earned and meaningful. The characters face a final challenge that tests everything they have learned and the bonds they have formed. The outcome is both thrilling and satisfying, delivering a conclusion that honors the story's themes while leaving room for hope and new beginnings. The ending leaves a lasting impression, not just through its spectacular visuals and action but through its emotional resonance. It reinforces the idea that unity and understanding are essential in facing the unknown and that courage comes in many forms. By tying together the individual journeys of the characters with the larger battle for survival, the movie offers a rich and layered experience that stays with viewers long after the credits roll. This second half of The Great Wall successfully builds on the foundation laid in the first part, deepening the story and raising the stakes. The twists and reveals keep the audience engaged, while the climactic battles deliver the excitement expected from an epic fantasy adventure. Throughout, the narrative remains focused on the characters and their growth, ensuring that the spectacle never overshadows the human element. This seamless blending of action, emotion, and meaning creates a compelling conclusion that rewards viewers for their investment in the story and its world. The heart of the Great Wall lies not only in its grand battles and stunning visuals but deeply in the characters who carry the story forward, each bringing unique motivations and personal struggles that make the epic tale relatable and engaging. William Guerin, played with a mix of charm and determination, starts as a mercenary driven by greed and curiosity, seeking to capture black powder to sell on the open market. Yet, as the story unfolds, his journey becomes much more than a simple treasure hunt. William's arc is about transformation. He moves from a self-centered outsider to someone who learns the value of honor, courage, and sacrifice. The actor's performance captures this shift with subtle expressions and moments of vulnerability, making William feel real and multidimensional rather than just an action hero. His initial skepticism of the Great Wall's defenders softens as he bonds with Lin Mei and others, and this evolving trust grounds his character's growth in genuine emotion. Lin Mei stands as a strong, disciplined leader and warrior, embodying loyalty and duty. Her motivations are deeply tied to protecting her people and preserving the centuries-old secret of the Great Wall. She carries the weight of responsibility on her shoulders, balancing the fierce defense of her homeland with moments of empathy and understanding. The actress brings Lin Mei to life with a commanding presence that is both fierce and compassionate. Her ability to portray strength without losing emotional depth makes her a standout character. Throughout the film, Lin Mei's story is one of resilience and sacrifice, showing the struggles of leadership and the burden of tradition. Her growing connection with William also introduces a personal layer to her otherwise duty-driven life, allowing audiences to see a more human side beneath her armor. Tovo, William's companion and friend, provides a contrasting perspective that adds humor and loyalty to the mix. His motivations are more straightforward, he's driven by survival and friendship, but he also reveals moments of bravery and selflessness that make him a valuable part of the team. The performance here brings lightness and warmth, preventing the film from becoming too heavy and adding balance to the character dynamics. Tova's interactions with William often highlight their close bond and shared history, enriching the narrative with their camaraderie. His presence reminds viewers that behind every great hero, there's often a loyal friend who grounds them. Secondary characters, though not always in the spotlight, play crucial roles in enriching the story and supporting the main arcs. Commander Ballard, who initially appears as a skeptical and sometimes selfish figure, undergoes his own subtle transformation as the story progresses. His journey reflects themes of redemption and the complexity of human nature under pressure. The actor's nuanced portrayal avoids making him a simple antagonist, instead giving him depth and an internal conflict that feels believable. His interactions with Lin Mei and William introduce tension but also moments of cooperation, illustrating the shifting alliances within the narrative. The soldiers and defenders of the Great Wall, though many remain unnamed, collectively represent the theme of unity and sacrifice. Their bravery in the face of overwhelming odds adds emotional weight to the battle scenes, reminding the audience of the human cost behind the spectacle. The extras and supporting cast bring authenticity to the world, filling it with a sense of community and shared purpose. Their disciplined formations, reactions to threats, and moments of camaraderie build a believable setting where every individual matters. The monstrous Dao Tai creatures, while not human characters, deserve mention for their role in driving the story and influencing the character's development. The design and movement of these creatures create a tangible sense of danger and urgency, forcing the human characters to confront their fears and limitations. The way the characters react to these threats reveals much about their inner strengths and weaknesses. The Dao Tai act as a catalyst for growth, pushing characters like Lin Mei and William to their limits and beyond. The performances across the cast create a dynamic ensemble where each character's journey feels connected to the others. This interconnectedness is key to the movie's emotional impact, as viewers become invested not just in the individual heroes but in their relationships and collective struggle. The chemistry between William and Lin Mei, in particular, brings warmth and tension that enrich the narrative beyond its action scenes. Their evolving partnership highlights themes of trust, respect, and cultural understanding. Together, these characters and their portrayals make The Great Wall more than just a fantasy action film. They provide heart and depth, giving audiences people to root for and relate to amidst the chaos of battle. Their motivations, whether driven by personal gain, duty, friendship, or survival, create a tapestry of human experiences that elevate the story. This blend of strong performances and well-crafted arcs ensures the characters stay with viewers long after the movie ends, making the film memorable on a deeply personal level. In The Great Wall, beneath the surface of its epic battles and sweeping landscapes, lies a rich tapestry of hidden details and subtle references that add layers of meaning and reward viewers who pay close attention. From the very beginning, The film weaves cultural elements and nods to other works into its narrative, creating a more immersive and thoughtful experience. One of the most fascinating aspects is how the movie blends Chinese mythology with Western storytelling, reflecting its international production roots. This blending is not just a background detail but something that subtly shapes the entire world of the film, inviting audiences to look closer at the symbols and ideas that appear. The Dao Tai creatures, central to the plot, are drawn from ancient Chinese mythology. The Dao Tai is traditionally a symbol seen on ritual bronze vessels, representing gluttony or greed, often depicted as a monstrous face. In the movie, these creatures embody chaos and destruction, but their design hints at deeper meanings. Their exaggerated jaws and powerful, almost mechanical movements suggest a force that is both natural and unnatural, representing the overwhelming challenges humanity must face. This symbolic choice enriches the story by connecting it to ancient fears and warnings, suggesting that the battle on the Great Wall is not just physical but spiritual as well. Another subtle detail is the recurring motif of the number 8 throughout the film, which is significant in Chinese culture as a symbol of prosperity and good fortune. The defenders of the wall are organized into units of 8, and key sequences highlight this number in ways that might escape the casual viewer. For example, the number of weapons in certain scenes, the timing of attacks, or even the architectural features of the wall itself reflect this symbolism. This use of numerology adds a cultural authenticity to the film while also hinting at the themes of order and harmony that the defenders strive to uphold against the chaos of the Dao Tai. The costumes and weaponry in the movie also carry subtle meanings. The armor designs are inspired by different Chinese dynasties but are stylized to reflect the unique culture of the wall's defenders. The black and gold color scheme symbolizes strength and nobility, and the intricate dragon motifs on some armor pieces are not just decorative but represent power and protection. These dragons, often seen in traditional Chinese art as symbols of the emperor's divine right to rule, suggest that the defenders are not just soldiers but guardians of a sacred trust. This symbolic layer enriches the characters' roles and adds depth to their fight. Throughout the film, viewers can also spot clever foreshadowing woven into dialogue and visual cues. Early conversations between William and Lin may hint at the challenges ahead, using metaphors about balance and sacrifice that only fully make sense after key plot twists unfold. For instance, William's initial skepticism about the wall's power mirrors the audience's journey from disbelief to understanding, subtly preparing viewers for the revelation of the Dao Tai threat. Visual foreshadowing appears in the way the camera lingers on certain objects, like the ancient scrolls or the defensive mechanisms hidden in the wall, suggesting that knowledge and history will play a critical role in the climax. One of the most rewarding Easter eggs for sharp-eyed viewers is the nod to director Zhang Yimou's previous works. The use of color, particularly the bold reds and blacks in the battle scenes, echoes his famous film hero, creating a visual link that fans of his work will appreciate. The choreography of the fight sequences also bears similarities to traditional Chinese opera and martial arts cinema, blending modern CGI with classic storytelling techniques. This homage grounds the Great Wall within a larger cinematic tradition, making it a bridge between past and present styles. Additionally, the film includes subtle references to other fantasy and action movies, such as fleeting shots of weapons or tactical moves reminiscent of classic Hollywood blockbusters. These moments serve as a playful wink to genre fans, acknowledging the film's place within a wider landscape of action cinema. The interaction between William and Tovo, for example, includes banter and moments of comic relief that echo the buddy cop dynamic often seen in Western films, creating a familiar emotional rhythm for global audiences. The use of nature and weather in the film also carries symbolic weight. Storms often appear before major battles, symbolizing the turmoil and change that the characters must endure. The Great Wall itself, stretching endlessly across rugged mountains, is more than just a backdrop. It represents resilience and the line between civilization and chaos. This imagery invites viewers to reflect on the broader themes of protection and human struggle against forces beyond control. Finally, the film's closing scenes subtly hint at future stories. The careful framing of certain characters and artifacts suggests that the fight against the Dao Tai may continue, inviting speculation about sequels or expanded lore. These narrative breadcrumbs reward viewers who stay attentive to details, encouraging them to look for clues in every frame. Altogether, The Great Wall offers more than just spectacle. It's a carefully crafted world filled with hidden meanings and cultural touchstones. These details invite viewers to engage deeply with the film, finding new layers with each watch. The blend of mythology, symbolism, and subtle references makes the movie a richer experience, rewarding those who look beyond the surface and appreciate the thought behind the spectacle. The Great Wall is a movie that, beyond its grand visuals and epic battles, carries with it a series of strange and fascinating stories that make its making as interesting as the film itself. From unique production challenges to surprising trivia about the cast and crew, and even some controversies, this film's journey to the screen was far from ordinary, weaving a tale behind the camera that many fans may not expect. One of the most notable facts about The Great Wall is how it was conceived as a truly global project, aiming to bridge Hollywood and Chinese cinema. This idea brought both opportunity and challenge. The movie was directed by Zhang Yimou, a legendary Chinese filmmaker known for his visually stunning works like Hero and House of Flying Daggers. However, the production involved many Western actors and crew members, creating a cultural mix that sometimes led to communication hurdles on set. For example, the cast included Matt Damon, a big Hollywood star, which helped the film gain international attention, but also sparked debates among fans and critics about the film's casting choices and its balance between East and West. Some viewers found the inclusion of a Western lead in a historically Chinese story unusual, while others appreciated the attempt to appeal to a broader audience. The production itself took place over several months, mainly in China, where the filmmakers built one of the largest film sets ever created. An entire section of the Great Wall was recreated to allow for the epic battle scenes. This monumental task was both exciting and difficult. The crew had to work with local artisans and experts to ensure the set looked authentic, and this led to a fascinating blend of traditional craftsmanship and modern filmmaking technology. Yet, this also meant dealing with weather issues, as shooting in the mountainous terrain exposed the cast and crew to unpredictable conditions, from sudden rainstorms to intense winds. These natural challenges slowed filming but also added to the realism of the scenes, as the actors had to adapt to the harsh environment, bringing a raw energy to their performances. Behind the scenes, there were also some surprising moments involving the cast. Matt Damon reportedly spent weeks training in traditional Chinese martial arts to prepare for his role as William, the mercenary. This dedication wasn't just for show, it helped him perform many of his own stunts, which gave the action scenes a more authentic feel. Meanwhile, the supporting cast, including Jing Qian and Pedro Pascal, brought their own unique styles and backgrounds to the film, creating a mix of talents that enriched the storytelling. Jing Qian's role as Lin Mei, a fierce warrior of the Great Wall, required intense physical training, and she was praised for her powerful presence and combat skills on screen. Pedro Pascal, known for his charm and versatility, added moments of humor and warmth, balancing the movie's darker tones. One of the strangest production stories involves the use of CGI and practical effects. The filmmakers initially wanted to rely more on real sets and practical stunts to keep the action grounded. However, as the scale of the monster battles became clearer, they had to shift heavily towards computer-generated imagery to bring the Daotai creatures to life. This transition wasn't smooth. The visual effects teams worked long hours trying to blend CGI seamlessly with live-action footage, and some early test shots didn't meet expectations. This struggle was kept mostly under wraps during production but became apparent to viewers once the film was released, with some critics praising the ambition but others feeling the CGI looked a little too artificial at times. There were also some unexpected moments in casting decisions that caused a stir. Initially, other actors were considered for the role of William before Matt Damon was cast, and some fans were curious about how different the film might have been with other leads. Meanwhile, Zhang Yimou's choice to direct a major Hollywood production was surprising to many, as he had previously focused mostly on Chinese cinema. This move showed his desire to tell stories that could reach global audiences but also came with pressure to satisfy very different expectations, from Chinese viewers wanting cultural respect to international audiences seeking thrilling action. The movie's marketing strategy was another unusual aspect. Instead of a traditional global rollout, the producers focused heavily on the Chinese market, releasing extensive promotions and building excitement there first. This approach reflected the film's co-production nature and the importance of appealing to Chinese audiences. Interestingly, despite being a blockbuster with high expectations, the film had a mixed reception in China, where some viewers enjoyed the spectacle, while others criticized the story and the prominent Western lead. This split reception highlighted the challenges of making a movie that tries to satisfy multiple markets at once. Another behind-the-scenes oddity involves the musical score. Composer Ramin Djawadi, known for his work on Game of Thrones, created a soundtrack that fused traditional Chinese instruments with modern orchestral sounds. This blend gave the movie a unique auditory identity, but there were reports that some of the traditional elements were downplayed in the final edit to better suit Western tastes. This editing decision sparked conversations about how global films often balance authenticity with broad appeal, sometimes at the cost of cultural richness. One of the more humorous moments during filming happened when a giant prop used in battle scenes accidentally collapsed during a rehearsal, causing a brief panic but no injuries. This incident became a light-hearted story among the crew, reminding everyone that despite the film's epic scale, it was still a team effort with moments of chaos and laughter. The film also faced controversy related to cultural representation. Some critics argued that casting a major Western star as the lead in a story deeply rooted in Chinese history and mythology was an example of Hollywood's tendency to prioritize familiar faces over cultural authenticity. Others defended the decision as a way to introduce Chinese stories to a wider audience. This debate was part of a larger conversation about diversity and representation in global cinema, making The Great Wall a touchpoint in discussions about how movies cross cultural boundaries. Financially, the film was one of the most expensive productions of its time, with a reported budget estimated around $150 million. Such a high cost meant the movie had to perform well internationally to be profitable, adding pressure on marketing teams and distributors. Despite mixed reviews, it managed to earn significant box office returns, especially in China, showcasing the growing power of the Chinese market in the film industry. Finally, an interesting trivia note is that The Great Wall was one of the first major Hollywood blockbusters to be filmed using advanced digital cameras combined with IMAX technology. This choice enhanced the visual clarity and detail of the battle scenes, offering viewers a more immersive experience, especially in theaters equipped with IMAX screens. The decision demonstrated the filmmaker's commitment to pushing technical boundaries, even if some parts of the film received mixed reactions. In all, The Making of the Great Wall is a story full of unexpected twists, challenges, and cultural crossroads. From its ambitious global vision and the dedication of its cast and crew to the controversies and unique production tales, the movie's journey reflects the complexities of modern filmmaking on an international scale. These strange and fascinating facts add a new dimension to the film, inviting viewers to appreciate not just the final product but the incredible effort and stories behind it. The Great Wall unfolds as a cinematic spectacle filled with moments that both dazzle the eye and invite deeper reflection. At the heart of the movie are several key scenes that stand out not just for their visual grandeur but for the ways they shape the emotional and thematic core of the story. These moments serve as touchstones, guiding the audience through the unfolding narrative while prompting questions about duty, sacrifice, and cultural identity. Early on, the arrival of the mercenaries William and Tovor introduces a dynamic tension between outsiders and the Chinese warriors defending the wall. This initial encounter is more than just a plot device, it sets up the theme of cultural clash and cooperation. William's skepticism contrasts with the disciplined and mysterious warriors, highlighting differing worldviews. The scene where the mercenaries are taken captive and brought before Commander Lin Mei is charged with an understated but potent emotional charge. It forces the audience to confront the idea of trust and misunderstanding between cultures, which becomes a thread running throughout the film. This moment is not only about action but also about setting up a deeper conflict. Will these strangers become allies or threats? The subtle exchange of glances and dialogue here reveal the characters' motivations and insecurities, establishing stakes beyond the physical battles. As the narrative progresses, the movie's use of the Great Wall itself becomes a powerful symbol. The wall is not just a barrier but a living defense against monstrous invaders known as the Dao Tai. One pivotal scene where the soldiers gather to prepare for the Taoche's assault is charged with tension and a sense of looming sacrifice. This moment resonates emotionally because it captures the soldiers' bravery and dedication to a cause larger than themselves. The way the film frames this preparation, with close-ups of determined faces and sweeping shots of the ancient structure, communicates the enormity of the threat and the weight of responsibility resting on the defender's shoulders. It evokes themes of protection and unity, as the characters, despite personal differences, unite against a common enemy. The action sequences that follow are more than just thrilling displays of combat, they emphasize the unity and discipline required to hold the wall. The choreography of battle scenes blends traditional martial arts with fantasy elements, reinforcing the film's unique blend of history and myth. Critically, these sequences highlight how technology, strategy, and courage intersect. One particularly memorable battle on the wall's ramparts uses slow motion and dramatic lighting to focus on key character actions, reinforcing the stakes of individual heroism within the larger conflict. The emotional resonance here lies in the tension between survival and sacrifice, as characters face overwhelming odds. This balance between spectacle and human emotion allows the audience to connect with the characters' struggles despite the fantastical setting. Among the most significant twists is the revelation about the true nature of the Dao Tai and the origins of the wall's defenders. This moment adds complexity to the story, challenging the audience's initial perceptions. The idea that the wall guards not just against monsters but also protects a secret about the world's balance adds thematic depth, touching on ideas of hidden truths and the cost of peace. This revelation encourages viewers to think about what it means to protect culture and knowledge, even at great personal cost. Emotionally, it adds layers of mystery and urgency, as the characters realize that their fight is about more than mere survival, it's about preserving a way of life and history. The relationship between William and Lin May develops in a way that brings emotional warmth and human connection to the otherwise intense narrative. Their evolving trust and respect represent a bridge between two worlds. Scenes where they share personal stories or work together in battle provide moments of vulnerability and growth. This relationship underlines themes of understanding and cooperation, suggesting that true strength lies in collaboration rather than conquest. From a critical standpoint, their interactions provide emotional balance, preventing the film from becoming purely about action and spectacle. It reminds the audience that behind every battle are individuals with hopes, fears, and connections. The film also uses its setting to explore ideas about heritage and legacy. The Great Wall, an ancient monument, stands as a metaphor for endurance and the protection of cultural identity. Scenes where the characters reflect on the history of the wall or honor past sacrifices add a contemplative tone. These moments invite viewers to consider the importance of remembering and respecting history, especially in a world that often rushes toward change. Thematically, this ties into the movie's exploration of how traditions can provide strength without stifling growth. Visually, the use of color and lighting enhances the emotional weight of key scenes. The contrast between the dark, shadowy interiors of the wall and the bright, open skies during battles creates a mood that shifts from claustrophobia to freedom, reflecting the characters' internal journeys. For example, nighttime sequences carry a sense of danger and uncertainty, while daylight battles feel like moments of hope and resistance. This visual language supports the narrative's ebb and flow, making the audience feel the characters' fear and courage more viscerally. The ending delivers a resolution that ties together these emotional and thematic strands. Without giving too much away, the climax sees the characters making choices that affirm the values introduced throughout the film: loyalty, sacrifice, and the courage to face the unknown. The resolution provides closure but also leaves space for reflection, as it acknowledges that the fight to protect one's culture and people is ongoing. This nuanced ending challenges typical blockbuster finales by emphasizing the cost of victory as much as the victory itself, deepening the audience's emotional engagement. Critically, some viewers and reviewers noted that while the film's story occasionally leans on familiar fantasy tropes, its heart lies in the cultural and emotional layers that give it a distinct identity. The tension between East and West, tradition and modernity, and myth and history enriches the plot, making it more than just an action movie. These major events are crafted to resonate beyond their immediate spectacle, prompting audiences to think about broader themes even after the credits roll. The impact of these moments on the audience experience is significant. They create a rhythm that alternates between adrenaline-pumping battles and quieter, character-driven scenes. This pacing allows viewers to stay engaged while also forming emotional connections. The film's ability to weave spectacle with meaning invites repeated viewings, as audiences may discover new layers each time. In this way, the critical perspective reveals how the Great Wall aims to balance entertainment with thoughtful storytelling, offering a film that is both visually impressive and emotionally resonant. Overall, the key scenes and events in the Great Wall shape its narrative and emotional core in ways that invite both excitement and reflection. They build a story that speaks to universal themes through the lens of a culturally specific legend, making the film a unique experience. The thoughtful construction of these moments ensures the movie leaves a lasting impression, encouraging viewers to engage deeply with its characters, themes, and the larger questions it raises about identity, unity, and sacrifice. The making of the Great Wall was a monumental effort that reflected the film's epic scope and ambition, blending technical mastery with creative storytelling to bring this unique vision to life. From the earliest stages of production, the team faced the challenge of creating a world that felt both grand and authentic, where ancient myths and modern filmmaking techniques could merge seamlessly. This balance shaped many of the decisions made behind the scenes and influenced everything from set design to special effects. One of the most striking creative choices involved how the filmmakers wanted to portray the Great Wall itself, not just as a backdrop, but almost as a character within the story. To achieve this, the production team built extensive physical sets on location in China that captured the wall's immense scale and intricate architecture. These practical sets allowed the actors to interact with the environment in a way that added realism and weight to their performances. The attention to detail was impressive, with artisans recreating weathered stone, ancient carvings, and battle damage, all contributing to a tactile world that felt lived in and steeped in history. This commitment to authenticity helped ground the fantasy elements and gave audiences a visual anchor throughout the film. Alongside these practical sets, the filmmakers leaned heavily on advanced CGI to bring the monstrous Daotai creatures to life. Designing these beasts was a significant technical challenge because the team wanted them to feel terrifying yet believable within the film's world. The creature designers combined animalistic features with fantasy elements, creating a look that was both alien and rooted in recognizable biology. Using motion capture technology, the animators captured realistic movements, giving the creatures a weight and presence that made their attacks feel genuinely threatening. This blend of physical acting, digital animation, and practical effects allowed the battles to unfold with dynamic energy, drawing viewers fully into the action. Sound design also played a critical role in crafting the movie's atmosphere. The team collaborated with sound engineers to create an immersive audio experience that balanced the roar of battle with subtler environmental cues. For instance, the eerie silence before the Dao Tai attacks was designed to build suspense, while the clanging of weapons and the rhythmic thundering of hooves underscored the chaos of combat. This careful layering of sound effects helped heighten the emotional impact of key scenes, making the audience feel as though they were right on the wall alongside the soldiers. The film's score, composed to mix traditional Chinese instruments with sweeping orchestral arrangements, further reinforced the cultural setting while amplifying the drama. Behind the scenes, the production faced logistical challenges that tested the team's resourcefulness. Filming on location in remote parts of China meant dealing with unpredictable weather, difficult terrain, and tight schedules. At times, the crew had to work long hours in harsh conditions to capture the perfect shot. One well-known anecdote involves a particularly complex battle scene filmed atop the wall, where high winds threatened to delay production. The dedication of the stunt performers and crew ensured the scene was completed successfully, and their efforts are evident in the seamless action sequences that captivate audiences. Another technical achievement worth noting was the innovative use of camera work. The director and cinematographer employed a mix of sweeping aerial shots and intimate close-ups to create a varied visual experience. Drone technology was utilized to capture expansive views of the Great Wall snaking across the landscape, emphasizing the vastness of the setting and the scale of the impending threat. In contrast, handheld cameras followed characters during intense fight scenes, providing a raw, immersive perspective that heightened the sense of urgency. This careful balance of camera techniques helped maintain narrative momentum while enhancing emotional connection. The editing process was equally critical in shaping the film's pacing and tone. Editors worked closely with the director to ensure that the flow of scenes maintained tension without overwhelming the audience. Action sequences were trimmed and arranged to maximize clarity, while quieter moments were given room to breathe, allowing viewers to absorb character development and thematic undertones. The rhythm created through editing supports the film's overall storytelling, ensuring that each scene feels purposeful and contributes to the larger narrative. Lighting design further elevated the movie's visual storytelling. The production team used lighting to evoke mood and highlight key thematic contrasts. For example, scenes set inside the wall often featured warm, flickering torchlight, which created a sense of community and refuge amidst danger. By contrast, exterior scenes facing the Dao Tai attacks used harsh, cold lighting with shadows that enhanced the monster's menacing presence. This interplay of light and shadow underscored the film's tension between safety and threat, civilization and chaos. Costume design was another area where creativity and cultural respect converged. The wardrobe team researched ancient Chinese armor and textiles to craft costumes that were both visually stunning and historically inspired. Attention was given to the functional aspects of the armor, ensuring it looked battle-ready without restricting actors' movement, while incorporating intricate details that reflected the film's fantasy elements. The costumes helped to define each character's role and status, visually communicating their place within the story's hierarchy and culture. One fascinating behind-the-scenes story involves the collaboration between Western and Chinese filmmakers, which brought together diverse perspectives and expertise. This cultural exchange enriched the production process but also required careful communication to blend differing filmmaking traditions. Many crew members noted that this collaboration led to creative solutions and a more nuanced portrayal of the story's setting. It also mirrored the film's themes of unity and cooperation, creating a meta-narrative behind the camera. The post-production phase saw further innovation as visual effects artists continued refining the creature designs and battle sequences. Using state-of-the-art rendering techniques, the team enhanced the realism of the Dao Tai, adding texture and lighting that integrated them convincingly into live-action footage. Color grading was employed to unify the film's look, giving it a distinctive palette that balanced the ancient world with fantastical elements. These finishing touches were crucial in delivering a polished final product that met the high expectations set by the ambitious concept. Throughout the production, the filmmakers demonstrated a commitment to storytelling that went beyond spectacle. Each technical decision, from set construction to sound mixing, served the goal of immersing audiences in a world where myth and history collide. The challenges they overcame and the creative risks they took ultimately paid off, producing a film that is visually striking, emotionally engaging, and rich with detail. The interplay of practical effects, digital artistry, and thoughtful direction illustrates how modern filmmaking can honor tradition while pushing boundaries. In reflecting on the production of The Great Wall, it becomes clear that the movie's impact owes as much to the dedicated craftsmanship behind the scenes as to the actors on screen. The seamless integration of technical feats and creative vision allowed the story to unfold with a sense of authenticity and wonder. Whether through the grandeur of the sets, the lifelike monsters, or the evocative soundscapes, every element contributes to an immersive experience that invites viewers into a vividly imagined world. This careful orchestration of technical mastery and storytelling is what ultimately makes the film a memorable and compelling adventure. The Great Wall is more than just an action-packed adventure filled with battles and mythical creatures. It weaves together several deep themes that speak to both timeless human struggles and specific cultural reflections. At its core, the movie explores the idea of unity in the face of overwhelming danger, showing how diverse people can come together to protect something greater than themselves. This theme resonates strongly in a world often divided by differences, reminding viewers of the strength found in cooperation and trust. The soldiers guarding the wall are not just defending their land, but also preserving a legacy that connects past, present, and future, reflecting the universal human desire to protect heritage and identity. Another powerful theme in the film is the tension between tradition and innovation. The wall itself is a symbol of tradition, an ancient structure built through centuries of effort and sacrifice. Yet the characters must also embrace new strategies and ideas to survive the monstrous threats they face. This dynamic plays out in the clash of old and new ways, echoing real-world conversations about how societies evolve while respecting their roots. The characters' struggles to balance respect for history with the need to adapt highlight the importance of flexibility without losing one's identity, a message that feels relevant in rapidly changing modern times. The presence of the Dao Tai monsters carries significant symbolic weight as well. These creatures can be seen as manifestations of chaos and destruction that threaten order and civilization. Their relentless attacks force the characters to confront fears both literal and metaphorical. On a deeper level, the Dao Tai might represent external challenges or internal conflicts that societies face, forces that test resilience and unity. The battle against these beasts becomes a metaphor for fighting the unknown and overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles, themes that resonate across cultures and eras. Within the story, the Great Wall itself is more than just a physical barrier. It symbolizes the boundaries that societies build to protect themselves. Yet, the movie questions the idea of isolation by showing that walls, while offering safety, can also limit understanding and connection. The arrival of foreign characters challenges the insular nature of the defenders, suggesting that openness and collaboration across cultures are essential for true security. This reflects ongoing global conversations about immigration, borders, and cultural exchange, encouraging viewers to think about the balance between protecting identity and embracing diversity. The characters' personal journeys also reflect broader social ideas about honor, duty, and sacrifice. Many of the warriors dedicate their lives to a cause bigger than themselves, illustrating the theme of selflessness in the face of danger. Their willingness to stand together, even when hope seems lost, touches on the human capacity for courage and commitment. These themes are enhanced by the film's portrayal of leadership and trust. Leaders must inspire loyalty and work together despite personal differences. This speaks to the importance of unity and shared purpose in overcoming crises, whether in fictional battles or real-world challenges. Symbolism is woven thoughtfully throughout the film's visual and narrative elements. The recurring imagery of fire, for example, serves multiple purposes. Fire is a source of light and warmth, symbolizing hope and life, but it is also a destructive force, representing danger and change. The character's use of fire-based weapons to fight the Dao Tai reflects the idea of harnessing destructive power for protection, mirroring human ingenuity in the face of threat. This dual nature of fire emphasizes the complex relationship between creation and destruction, a concept that runs throughout the story. The use of color also carries symbolic meaning. The warrior's armor and clothing often feature earthy tones that connect them to the land and tradition, while flashes of brighter colors highlight moments of bravery or significant turning points. This subtle use of color enhances the narrative by visually marking the emotional and thematic shifts within the story. The contrast between the dark, shadowy layers of the monsters and the bright, open spaces of the wall's battlements underscores the ongoing conflict between light and darkness, knowledge and ignorance, safety and danger. On a cultural level, the Great Wall serves as a bridge between Eastern and Western storytelling traditions, blending mythologies and cinematic styles. This fusion reflects broader global trends where stories are increasingly shared across cultures, encouraging cross-cultural dialogue and understanding. The film's respectful incorporation of Chinese history and myth pays homage to an ancient civilization while making the narrative accessible to international audiences. This cultural blending invites viewers to appreciate the richness of different traditions and the ways in which stories can unite people beyond borders. The movie also touches on environmental themes, subtly highlighting humanity's relationship with nature. The monstrous Dao Tai, as unnatural invaders, disrupt the balance between humans and their environment. This can be interpreted as a cautionary message about respecting nature and the consequences of neglecting the delicate harmony that sustains life. The wall itself, built in tune with the landscape, stands as a testament to human effort to coexist with nature while protecting what is valuable. These environmental undertones encourage reflection on how human actions impact the world and the importance of stewardship. Throughout the narrative, the theme of identity plays an important role as well. The foreign characters who arrive at the wall struggle with their own sense of belonging and purpose. Their interactions with the Chinese warriors open up conversations about cultural identity, loyalty, and what it means to find one's place in a community. This exploration of identity highlights the universal human experience of seeking acceptance and meaning, making the story emotionally relatable beyond its historical and fantastical setting. The movie's themes also explore gender roles and expectations, presenting strong female characters who defy traditional stereotypes. These characters contribute significantly to the story's action and leadership, challenging conventional portrayals of women in historical epics. Their presence adds depth to the narrative by showing diverse expressions of strength and resilience, reflecting ongoing societal conversations about equality and representation. This inclusive approach enriches the film's world and provides varied role models for audiences. In summary, The Great Wall uses its rich setting and thrilling story to explore themes of unity, tradition versus innovation, identity, and the fight against chaos. Its symbolism, from the wall itself to the creatures and colors, adds layers of meaning that deepen the viewer's experience. By weaving these ideas naturally into the plot and character arcs, the movie invites audiences not only to enjoy the spectacle but also to reflect on important social and cultural issues. These themes resonate across time and place, making the film both an entertaining adventure and a thoughtful commentary on human nature and society. And The Great Wall, the cinematic techniques and visual language work together to create an immersive experience that draws the audience deeply into its world. From the very beginning, the film's sound design and music set a tone that balances epic grandeur with moments of intimate tension. The score, composed by Ramin Djawadi, blends traditional Eastern instruments with sweeping orchestral elements, crafting a soundscape that feels both timeless and culturally rooted. This fusion of sounds reflects the movie's blend of ancient history and fantasy, reinforcing the atmosphere of mystique surrounding the Great Wall and the monstrous creatures threatening it. The music subtly shifts throughout the film, rising during intense battles and softening during quieter, emotional moments, which helps guide the viewer's emotional response and heightens the narrative's impact. Sound design plays a crucial role in making the world feel alive and tangible. The roaring of the Dao Tai monsters is carefully crafted to be both terrifying and otherworldly, mixing animalistic growls with layered effects that give the creatures a unique presence. The crunch of armor, the whoosh of weapons, and the clatter of battle are all meticulously mixed to transport the audience right into the chaos of the fight scenes. Even the quieter moments, such as the wind blowing over the wall or the rustling of leaves, contribute to the immersive sound environment, grounding the fantastical elements in a believable reality. This attention to auditory detail allows the film to maintain a strong sense of place and tension, keeping viewers engaged not just visually but through sound as well. Visually, the film embraces a vibrant palette that highlights the contrast between the natural landscape, the imposing wall, and the dark, eerie layers of the monsters. Cinematographer John Matheson uses sweeping wide shots to showcase the vastness and scale of the wall, making it a character in its own right. These shots reveal the enormity of the structure stretching across mountains and valleys, emphasizing the epic scope of the story. Close-ups and medium shots are then employed to capture the emotional nuances of the characters, allowing viewers to connect with their fears, hopes, and determination. This balance between grand vistas and intimate moments helps maintain a rhythm that keeps the story grounded even amidst fantastical elements. The camera work is dynamic, especially during action sequences, where it follows the fluid movements of the warriors with a mix of steady tracking shots and quick cuts. This choreography creates a sense of urgency and chaos without becoming confusing. The use of slow motion in key moments, such as when a hero performs a daring leap or narrowly escapes danger, serves to emphasize their bravery and skill, while also giving the audience time to absorb the visual spectacle. These choices highlight the director's intention to make the battles not just thrilling but also emotionally charged, allowing viewers to feel the stakes and the personal risks involved. Editing plays a significant role in pacing the film, with smooth transitions that maintain narrative clarity while building suspense. The editors carefully balance fast-paced sequences with slower, more contemplative scenes, giving the audience moments to catch their breath and reflect on the unfolding drama. The timing of reveals and plot twists is well calibrated, with visual cues and musical shifts that prepare viewers subconsciously for key moments without spoiling surprises. This precise control over rhythm ensures that the story unfolds in a way that feels natural and engaging, maintaining tension while avoiding fatigue. One of the unique stylistic choices that stands out in the film is its use of color grading, which shifts subtly throughout the story to reflect mood and theme. Early scenes feature warmer, earthy tones that evoke a sense of history and tradition, while later scenes take on cooler, more desaturated hues to convey danger and uncertainty. During the battle sequences, bursts of fiery reds and oranges dominate, symbolizing chaos and destruction, but also the fiery spirit of the defenders. This thoughtful use of color enhances the emotional storytelling, allowing viewers to experience shifts in tone almost instinctively. The film also employs symbolic imagery within its visual language, often using architectural elements and landscape to reflect the internal struggles of the characters. The towering height of the wall, for example, not only represents a physical barrier but also stands for the mental and emotional walls the characters must overcome. Shots of narrow walkways and tight corridors emphasize feelings of confinement and pressure, while open skies and mountain vistas offer moments of hope and freedom. These visual metaphors enrich the storytelling by adding layers of meaning beyond the dialogue and plot, inviting viewers to engage with the film on a deeper level. Lighting design further contributes to the mood, with contrasts between shadow and light used to highlight themes of good versus evil, knowledge versus ignorance, and fear versus courage. The filmmakers use chiaroscuro techniques in many scenes, casting characters partially in shadow to symbolize internal conflicts or hidden motives. In contrast, moments of clarity or revelation are often bathed in soft, natural light, visually cueing the audience to shifts in understanding or emotional breakthroughs. This careful manipulation of light supports the narrative and enhances the overall cinematic experience. Another notable technical achievement lies in the seamless integration of visual effects with practical sets and costumes. The CGI creatures are designed with attention to texture and movement that makes them feel like real, living beings, rather than just digital creations. The filmmakers combined digital effects with on-location shoots and elaborate set designs, grounding the fantasy elements in tangible environments. This blend creates a believable world where mythical monsters and human warriors coexist, allowing the audience to suspend disbelief and fully invest in the story. The director's vision shines through in the way these elements come together to create a film that is both a visual feast and an emotionally resonant tale. The choice to emphasize cultural authenticity in the costumes, weaponry, and architecture enhances the film's immersive quality, showing respect for the source material while making it accessible to a global audience. The deliberate pacing, coupled with the striking imagery and sound, shapes a cinematic language that tells the story not just through words but through mood, texture, and rhythm. In sum, The Great Wall uses its sound design, music, cinematography, editing, color, lighting, and visual effects to craft a cohesive narrative experience. Each technical choice supports the story's themes and emotional arcs, helping to create a world that feels both epic and intimate. The director's unique stylistic decisions bring a fresh perspective to a familiar genre, making the movie a memorable blend of spectacle and substance. This careful weaving of cinematic techniques invites viewers not only to watch but to feel and think, turning the film into a rich sensory journey that lingers long after the credits roll. The official production budget for The Great Wall was approximately $150 million. It was a major international production involving both Hollywood and Chinese studios, which reflected in its sizable budget. At its worldwide premiere and initial release, the film debuted in about 2,400 theaters in the United States alone, with a wider release internationally, especially strong in China, where it was heavily marketed. In its opening week, The Great Wall earned roughly $12.8 million in the US market. However, the movie performed much better overseas, especially in China, where it grossed over $170 million, making it one of the top-earning foreign films there at the time. Overall, the total global box office earning of The Great Wall was around $334 million, combining domestic and international markets. The overseas market, particularly China, contributed significantly. Over half of the film's total gross came from international audiences, highlighting its importance as a cross-cultural project. Regarding any re-release, there is no widely reported data or record of a major re-release or remastered version for The Great Wall. Therefore, information about re-release earnings, budgets, or remastered version costs is not publicly available or documented. Estimated overall earnings, when considering box office, home video sales, and streaming rights, suggest that while the film did not perform strongly in North America, its global earnings helped it break even or slightly profit for the studios involved. The cast of The Great Wall brought together a diverse and talented group whose chemistry played a significant role in shaping the film's dynamic and emotional texture. Matt Damon, cast as William Guerin, shared a natural ease with the ensemble that helped ground the fantastical elements of the story. His presence, blending a Western action hero with the film's Chinese setting, required a careful balance, and Damon's dedication to his role was evident in the way he engaged with his co-stars both on and off camera. This genuine camaraderie between Damon and the other leads, including Jing Qian, who portrayed Commander Lin Mei, created an atmosphere of mutual respect and energy that translated well on screen. Their interactions weren't just about delivering lines but about truly reacting to one another, building a believable partnership that drove much of the movie's tension and heart. Behind the scenes, the collaboration between the cast and crew reflected the film's ambition to bridge cultures and cinematic styles. Interviews with cast members often highlight the challenges and excitement of working on such a large-scale, international production. Jing Qian, in particular, spoke about the opportunity to work alongside Hollywood talent and how it pushed her to elevate her performance while also bringing authenticity to her character. The physical demands were considerable, with many actors undergoing intense training to perform complex fight scenes and stunts that showcased martial arts and historical combat techniques. This effort fostered a sense of unity among the cast, who relied on each other during grueling shoots that often involved harsh weather and physically taxing choreography. Director Zhang Yimou's vision for the film was another crucial factor in fostering cast chemistry. Known for his meticulous approach and ability to elicit nuanced performances, Zhang worked closely with the actors to ensure their characters felt real and motivated, despite the film's mythic and sometimes larger-than-life storyline. Cast members recount moments when Zhang would spend extra time rehearsing scenes or explaining the cultural significance behind certain actions and gestures, deepening their connection to their roles. This attention to detail helped bridge any gaps between Eastern and Western acting styles, creating a cohesive ensemble that worked well together. The crew's enthusiasm and collaborative spirit also contributed significantly to the atmosphere on set. Cinematographers, fight coordinators, and costume designers all shared a commitment to creating a believable, immersive world, which in turn gave the actors confidence in their surroundings. Several behind-the-scenes anecdotes reveal how moments of levity and friendship helped balance the intensity of filming. For example, during long days of shooting in remote locations, the cast often found ways to relax and bond, sharing stories and even rehearsing lines together informally. These moments fostered a genuine sense of teamwork that resonated through their performances. Audience reactions to The Great Wall were varied, reflecting the film's ambitious blend of Hollywood spectacle and Chinese mythology. Early previews and premieres generated buzz for its visual grandeur and action sequences, with many viewers appreciating the elaborate set pieces and CGI work that brought the mythical creatures to life. The chemistry between Damon and Tian was often cited as one of the film's strengths, offering emotional stakes amid the high-octane action. Fans of martial arts cinema also noted the respectful inclusion of traditional fighting styles and choreography, which added authenticity to the spectacle. However, some audience members and critics pointed to cultural clashes and storytelling choices that felt uneven or forced, especially regarding the integration of a Western lead into a distinctly Chinese narrative. Despite this, the film found a strong fan base internationally, particularly in China, where viewers embraced the movie as a proud showcase of local mythology and filmmaking prowess. The blend of familiar blockbuster elements with unique cultural influences sparked many discussions about representation and the future of cross-cultural films. Over time, The Great Wall has developed a sort of cult following among fans who appreciate its ambitious attempt to merge two cinematic worlds. Social media conversations often highlight favorite moments and characters, with viewers praising the chemistry of the leads and the visual creativity. The film's reception also sparked conversations in the industry about the challenges and opportunities of making movies that appeal to global audiences while respecting cultural origins. Cast members have returned to these topics in interviews, sharing how the film was both a learning experience and a milestone in their careers. Ultimately, the chemistry between the cast, combined with the collaborative spirit of the production and the mixed but engaged audience reactions, helped make The Great Wall a unique entry in modern cinema. It stands as an example of how talent from different backgrounds can come together to create something that is both entertaining and thought-provoking, even if it invites debate. This blend of artistic ambition and cultural exchange is part of what keeps the film relevant and interesting to talk about years after its release. The legacy of The Great Wall stretches beyond its immediate reception, carving a unique space within the worlds of cinema, genre storytelling, and pop culture that continues to resonate years after its release. The film's ambitious attempt to blend Western blockbuster aesthetics with Chinese mythology and historical elements marked it as a bold experiment, one that challenged conventional approaches to global filmmaking. By positioning itself at the crossroads of East and West, it contributed to an ongoing conversation about how stories can cross cultural boundaries and what it means to create a truly international film. This bridging of cultures, though met with mixed reviews at first, helped pave the way for future collaborations that aim to unite diverse audiences without losing the authenticity of local narratives. One of the most significant influences of The Great Wall lies in its role as a pioneer for big-budget films that seek to blend Hollywood star power with non-Western settings and stories. Before its release, few major studios had invested so heavily in a project that showcased Chinese history and folklore on such a grand scale while featuring a globally recognized actor like Matt Damon. This model demonstrated the commercial and artistic potential of cross-cultural productions, encouraging other studios to pursue similar ventures. It sparked interest in exploring stories rooted in different traditions, knowing that audiences worldwide could be captivated by fresh perspectives and rich, unfamiliar worlds. Films and series that followed have often cited The Great Wall as a stepping stone toward greater cultural inclusivity in mainstream entertainment. The movie's visual style and use of CGI also set a benchmark for fantasy action films, particularly those that incorporate mythical creatures and epic battles. The design of the monstrous Dao Tai beasts, with their intricate details and terrifying presence, left a memorable mark on the genre. These creatures combine traditional Chinese mythological concepts with cutting-edge special effects, creating a hybrid that appealed to both fans of fantasy cinema and admirers of folklore. This approach influenced subsequent films that sought to represent mythical beings in ways that felt both authentic and spectacular, pushing technology and creativity to new heights. The intense action sequences, choreographed with a blend of martial arts and large-scale warfare, added to the film's legacy, inspiring filmmakers to blend choreography styles for broader appeal. Beyond its technical achievements, The Great Wall also holds a lasting place in pop culture for sparking dialogue about representation and cultural exchange. The casting of a Western lead in a predominantly Chinese story prompted discussions about how Hollywood handles diversity and the delicate balance between inclusivity and cultural appropriation. These conversations have helped shift industry practices, encouraging more thoughtful casting choices and deeper engagement with cultural consultants and storytellers. While the film was sometimes criticized for perceived whitewashing, it also opened the door for greater awareness of the complexities involved in international filmmaking. This dialogue has contributed to a broader movement toward more authentic storytelling in global cinema, where diverse voices are given space to lead rather than serve as background. In terms of its legacy with audiences, The Great Wall has developed a dedicated fan base that appreciates its ambitious scale, imaginative world-building, and the way it celebrates Chinese history and myth. Many viewers have revisited the film with a newfound appreciation for its blend of genres, recognizing it as a visual feast that offers more than just spectacle. Fan communities often discuss the film's unique elements, such as its costumes, creatures, and the chemistry between characters, keeping the conversation alive on social media and fan forums. This ongoing engagement has helped the movie maintain relevance and attract new viewers curious about its distinctive mix of action, fantasy, and cultural heritage. From an industry perspective, The Great Wall achieved several notable milestones. It was one of the first films to receive wide theatrical release in both China and the West simultaneously, a strategy that highlighted the growing importance of the Chinese box office in global cinema economics. This approach influenced how studios plan release dates and marketing campaigns for big-budget films targeting international audiences. The film's impressive production budget and use of top-tier visual effects companies also set new standards for how fantasy epics could be financed and executed outside of traditional Hollywood frameworks. While it didn't sweep major awards, it did receive recognition for its visual effects and production design, earning nominations and wins at various industry ceremonies that celebrate technical craftsmanship. The re-release and remastered versions of The Great Wall further underscore its lasting appeal and continued relevance. These releases introduced the film to new audiences and allowed longtime fans to experience the visuals and sound in enhanced formats, deepening their appreciation of the craftsmanship involved. The renewed interest sparked by these additions often leads to fresh critical re-evaluations, allowing the movie's influence to grow over time. It also demonstrates the evolving nature of a film's legacy, where initial reactions are just the starting point for a work's ongoing cultural life. In a broader cultural context, The Great Wall stands as a symbol of globalization in cinema, a film that sought to bridge gaps, create new dialogues, and offer audiences a shared experience rooted in a specific culture but told with universal themes of heroism, sacrifice, and unity against a common threat. Its blend of history and fantasy reflects a desire to connect the past with modern storytelling techniques, making ancient myths accessible and thrilling for contemporary viewers. This balance of old and new continues to inspire filmmakers and storytellers who see the power of cinema as a tool for cultural exchange and creative innovation. Ultimately, The Great Wall's legacy is one of bold experimentation and cultural conversation. It may not have been perfect, but its influence on the industry, genre filmmaking, and audience expectations is undeniable. It challenged norms, opened doors, and sparked debates that have contributed to a more diverse and interconnected cinematic landscape. For viewers and creators alike, the film remains a fascinating case study in how movies can serve as bridges across cultures, blending entertainment with deeper questions about identity, representation, and the stories we choose to tell. Its place in film history is secured not just by its box office numbers or visual spectacle, but by the conversations and inspirations it continues to generate long after the credits roll. Looking back on the Great Wall, it's clear why this film continues to capture interest and spark conversations. From the moment it was announced, its blend of epic fantasy and historical drama promised something different, a cinematic experience that would merge Eastern mythology with Western storytelling styles. The movie's ambitious scale, breathtaking visuals, and imaginative creatures set it apart, delivering a spectacle that felt both grand and personal. Its story, centered on courage, unity, and the fight against seemingly unstoppable forces, tapped into universal themes that resonate with audiences across cultures. The characters, brought to life by a strong cast, gave the narrative heart, making the intense battles and high-stakes drama more than just eye candy. They became moments filled with genuine emotion and motivation. What makes The Great Wall stand out isn't just the visual spectacle or the action-packed scenes, it's the way it brought together two cinematic worlds and attempted to tell a story that honors both. The film dared to step outside the usual boundaries of Hollywood blockbusters by weaving in rich elements of Chinese history and mythology. This blending not only gave viewers a fresh story but also highlighted the possibilities of cross-cultural collaboration in filmmaking. Whether it was the massive sets representing the wall itself or the intricate designs of the monstrous Dao Tai, every detail showed a commitment to crafting a unique fantasy world that felt alive and immersive. The sound design, score, and editing worked seamlessly to heighten tension and emotion, pulling viewers deeper into the narrative as they journeyed alongside the characters. The performances in the movie added layers to the story, grounding the fantasy elements with human connections. Each lead brought their own strength and vulnerability to their roles, creating believable relationships that helped anchor the larger-than-life plot. The chemistry among the cast made the conflicts feel personal, and their growth throughout the film allowed the audience to invest emotionally. Supporting characters also contributed in meaningful ways, filling the world with diverse personalities and motivations that enriched the story's depth and complexity. The film's pacing balanced moments of quiet character development with intense action, ensuring that viewers were not just entertained but also engaged with the stakes and the people behind the battles. Beyond the screen, The Great Wall sparked important discussions about representation, cultural exchange, and the evolving nature of global cinema. It showed that blockbuster films can be more than just explosions and visual effects. They can be platforms for bringing different cultures together and sharing stories that might otherwise remain untold. While the movie faced some criticism, it also opened doors for future collaborations and encouraged filmmakers to think more broadly about their audiences. This cultural impact, combined with the movie's entertainment value, secures its place as a noteworthy film in modern cinema. For anyone who hasn't yet experienced The Great Wall, diving into this film offers a chance to explore a world filled with imagination, bravery, and beauty. It invites viewers to witness an epic struggle where ancient legends come alive through stunning visuals and heartfelt storytelling. Whether you're drawn to fantasy, action, or historical tales, this movie has something to offer, making it a must-watch for a wide range of movie lovers. If you enjoyed this deep dive into The Great Wall, please take a moment to like this video. It really helps us reach more people who love movies as much as you do. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming explorations, where we break down more films with the same passion and attention to detail. We have so much more content planned, from behind-the-scenes stories to deep thematic analyses, and we'd love for you to join our community. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more exciting journeys into the heart of cinema.